Hi all, this is Subbu. Welcome to Azure SQL Champ YouTube channel. This is our eighth session in the SQL Server Database L1 video series. So during this session, we are going to talking about what is DMVs, what is DMFs, and what are the top 10 DMVs or 10 DMFs we will use in our day-to-day regular works in when we are working on different kind of scenarios like performance tuning. Okay, before we go into the concept, okay, if you want to see the previous my sessions, go to my YouTube channel, Azure SQL Champ YouTube channel, and you can find under the playlist SQL Server L1 video series. Okay, so you can go and watch. In case any queries, you can feel free to make it a comments. I'm here to help you on that part. So go move on to the concept. So today we are going to discuss one of the most important concept, that is nothing but DMVs and DMFs, dynamic management views, dynamic management functions. Basically, in SQL Server 2005, Microsoft introduced two interesting concept, that is nothing but DMVs and DMFs, where you can monitor lot many activities like database level, performance tuning, system information, DB level informations, and if you wanted to get the stats, okay, you wanted to get some benchmark values, where you can get all that kind of information with help of DMVs and DMFs. So either when you go to the Oracle or SQL or MySQL or PostgreSQL or DB2, you can collect the all the information like general information related to database and database servers information, system related information, DB level information, CPUs, IO, CPU utilization, CPU metrics, IO utilization, IO metrics, and memory utilization, memory metrics, and top expensive queries and their execution plans. And you can also get the missing indexes, unused indexes, and you can also see the Temp DB consumption, Temp DB utilization, Temp DB you can monitor using the DMVs and DMFs, and also you can find the stats related information. So you can get n number of things by using the DMFs and DMVs on your day-to-day work. So let's go and see first basically how many DMVs, how many DMS are available in SQL Server. So I am going to use sys.system objects. I am using the filter with the like operator, and I'm just searching with the DMV. So when you run this command, almost we are having 280 DMVs along with the DMS, dynamic management functions. So where you can see the functions, where you can see the uh, views, dynamic management views, dynamic management functions. Especially if you go to the functions where you need to pass some arguments, pass some parameters. For views, no need to pass any parameters. Especially if you go to the DMFs where you need to pass the parameter, where we need to pass the parameters. So even when you go to the Azure SQL database, when you run the same query, so where you can see almost here also you can see almost 200 plus DMVs and DMFs are available. So here you are seeing little bit more because some more DMVs and DMFs has been added when you go to the cloud, especially that to a PaaS platform. So if you wanted to monitor the memories or CPU or queries, so where you are getting some more additional DMVs and DMFs, where you can see when you specially go to the Azure SQL database. Okay, now, so uh, it's very difficult to everyone to remember all the DMVs and DMFs which are available in all the platforms. Either it can be on premises, or it can be SQL on Azure VM, or it can be Azure SQL database, or it can be managed instance. So at least you should remember top 15 to 20 DMVs and DMFs, that includes DMVs and DMFs, so that it makes so easy when you are working on CPU or memory or IO or TempDB or database or any performance tuning. So it will help you a lot whenever you remember at least 10 to 15 DMVs. So because it will get some get some benchmark values. By using that benchmark values, we can easily go ahead and troubleshoot the issues. Okay, so First, before going to the top DMVs or DMFs, so Microsoft segregated these DMVs and DMFs into four categories. One is execution related information. If you wanted to see execution like query execution, query plan, query connections, query cursors, so the DMV will start DM underscore exec. Whenever you see that DM underscore exec, you are getting the execution related information from the uh, database level. So again, whenever you are trying to collect these benchmark values, please make sure that when your SQL is restarted, means for example, you are having before you restart, assume you are having you are working on the troubleshooting, like either CPU or memory or IO or something else. So before you restart, before you shut down the server, means restart the server, before you restart the SQL, before you are doing something, removing the caching. Okay, before that, you need to collect these benchmark values, and DMVs will get the current and past information. It will get the current information, and it will also get the historical information. So before you restart, before you take some action, just get some benchmark value that will help you while you are troubleshooting. So if you want execution related information, then we'll use dm underscore exec. Not execution means we are not executing any query, but query execution related informations. If you want to get like a query plan or cache plan, query stats, exec request sessions, and if you wanted to see the text complete your SQL query, so dm underscore exec underscore SQL underscore text query. Okay, so execute information. And if you wanted to looking specific database level information like log file utilization, transaction utilization, missing indexes utilization, unused index utilization, partition related related information, then you will go for dm underscore db. So if it's this is an instance level where you will get more instance level information when you go for exec, but when you go for database where you can get the DB level information complete. If you wanted to get the entire database level, either it can be space, it can be index, it can be creation, it can be missing indexes, unused indexes, and database level allocation space, all that information partitions you will get from the database related DMVs. And if you wanted to get the OS related information like how many schedulers are available, what is the memory, how many Pneuma configuration. So if you wanted to get the OS related information, DM underscore OS, DM underscore OS, and you can use whatever DMV, DMF you wanted to pull, you can use. But whenever you are seeing the DM underscore OS, you are getting the OS related information. If you wanted to get the transaction related information, you can go and use dm underscore tran, dm underscore tran. So whenever you are getting, so you will get the active transaction, committed table, okay, snapshot, okay, transaction, and even logs information you can get it, version store information you can get it. So if you wanted to get the transaction related information, we can go and try by using dm underscore tran. So finally, so DMVs and DMS are categorized into four. One is exec, one is database, one is OS, one is transactions. So out of this, almost we are having uh, 280 plus DMVs and DMFs are available. Even when you go to the on-premises or when you go to the PaaS platform, almost you are seeing 250 plus DMVs and DMFs are available. It's highly impossible to remember all the DMVs and DMFs which are providing by the Microsoft. So at least you need to categorize based on your work. So for example, mostly we will work on the CPU related issues, memory related issues, or IO related issues, or Temp DB related issues, or stats related issues, or index related issues. So either you go to the cloud platform or you go to the on-premises platform, or query store informations, extended events, extended events, extended events. So when you specially working, when you are specially working based on your category, like you are working on CPU, you are working on memory, you are working on IO, you are working on query, you are working on a query store, you are looking on extended events, you are looking on Temp DB, you are looking on stats, you are looking on indexes again. In indexes again, you will look on missing indexes or unused indexes. So based on what scenario you are working currently, so you need to remember at least, okay, 15 to 20 DMVs and DMFs that will help you in both the platforms. Either you are looking on the on premises or you are looking on the cloud. Either it can be AWS RDS service, or it can be GCP SQL Google Cloud, or it can be Azure SQL PaaS platform. Okay, at least you should remember 15 to 20 DMVs and DMFs. Okay, please make sure that before you take any action like cleanupping the caches, restarting the SQL, restarting the server, just go and try to collect the benchmark values. That will help you a lot in future troubleshooting. Okay, let's see 15 to 20 DMFs and DMAs, which will help you a lot. Okay, so for your better understanding when you are working, and all the DMVs and DMFs are available in our GitHub repository. I will share this link in our video description. You can go and get this link. Okay, all the DMVs with the best scripts where we placed, especially in the our GitHub repository. It is a public repository. It is a encrypted repository, and you can access even when you are working. You can open this repository, copy the scripts, and you can run in all the production environments. We tested multiple times in all the production box, in all the versions. It is highly best scripts where you can copy and where you can run on your environments. So before you run, if you are in the learning phase, before you run in the production box, try to first run the same scripts. It won't impact any production, it won't impact any application, just it is collecting the benchmark values. So where you'll see CPU related, memory related, index related, and performance controls related, and also you will see the SSIS DB related, security related. Okay, how to transfer the logins, so SP who is active, and different kinds of scripts where we placed. So where you can go and copy the scripts and where you can run in your production boxes. Okay, the first so when you go to the top DMVs and DMFs, so let's do the categorize wise, where you are working in CPU, where you are working with memory, where you are working with IO and query, along with the extended events or query stats, or Temp DB or indexes. Okay, so I also categorize same thing, like so for example, DM underscore DB underscore index underscore physical stats. DM underscore DB underscore index underscore physical stats. So for example, if you wanted to see the index related information, select star from DM underscore DB underscore index underscore physical stats. It is not a DMV, it is a DMF, where you need to pass the five parameters. Where you need to pass the five parameters like database ID, object ID, partition ID, and mode, and index ID. So total five parameters you need to pass. It is not a DMV, it is a dynamic management function. It is a dynamic management function, and it is the topmost one where we will use more frequently to check the index fragmentation. So all the complete script we placed here. Okay, where you can go and get the index related information. If you go to the index fragmentation details, where you can copy the script and where you can run the script here, where it will display complete your fragmentation related information related to your database. So sorry, I need to change the database name. Currently, there is no much load on my database, where you can see the database name, schema name, table name, index type, creation, last updated date, last rebuild date, fragmentation person, and you will see the rebuild status, whether it is providing, whether you need to go for rebuild or reorganization. Okay, it will completely display this one like this. We are having multiple n number of scripts where we placed, so it is not a DMV, it is a DMF. So most top used the DMV and DMF in the blocks as well. When you go and search, if you are just searching sys dot dm underscore db underscore, we will get the dm underscore db. When you just search with dm underscore db, you will get dmdb index physical stats. Let's see how many people search dm underscore db for index, especially when you are working with the performance tuning. Okay, so this is the topmost function where we will use most. You need to remember this is highly important, the DMF. It will pass the 5 parameters. You should remember the 5 parameters. One is database ID, object ID, index ID, partition ID, and mode. Mode means sample detailed mode. So how you want to fetch. So this is the one of the topmost DMF where we will use more frequently. So same if you go to the index related, so where we are having dm underscore db underscore missing index underscore group, dm underscore db underscore missing index underscore group stats, dm underscore db underscore missing indexes details. These three DMVs also top most important, where we are having a best script here as well for the missing related information, where you can go here and you can find the missing. So you can copy the script and you can paste and you can run. Here we are using the same DMDB missing indexes information. You can copy this one here and you can paste here and you can just run the script. Oh, sorry. Just ignore the below part. Okay, and whenever you run, you will get the complete missing index information. So where we are going to take a separate session, we are going to make a separate session, live session, how to troubleshoot missing index, how to see the missing indexes, whether this missing index is really needed. We'll see in the live sessions. Okay, so these three DMVs are related to missing indexes. This DMV is related to fragmentation level, and one more DMV which we'll use to verify whether your index is being used or not. So too many indexes will impact the performance. Less indexes will impact the performance. So you need to create the right indexes. You need to create the right indexes. So you just created indexes, whether that index is being using or not. How you can get that information means by using dm underscore db underscore index underscore uses underscore stats, uses underscore stats. You will get the we won't run like simply dm underscore db index uses stats. So we will get the best scripts where you need to know some coding knowledge. Instead of knowing coding knowledge, you can go and search in Google. You will get how to identify unused indexes. So how to identify missing indexes in SQL Server. You will get the best scripts. In case you get the best scripts, uh, feel free to comment me. I can add in our GitHub repository so that you can use that GitHub repository whenever you are working in real world. Okay, so if you identify the best scripts than this one, okay, feel free to comment me. I can add your script into the GitHub repository so that that will help you as well as everyone who are working as a SQL database. So these 5 DMVs which will help you lot related to the indexes, missing indexes, fragmentation, along with the index uses, means unused indexes. So when you specially go to the query, so for example, you are tuning on the query, okay, mostly you will go and search in Google what are the top expensive queries. Every time we will search for top expensive queries. So when you are searching with a query tuning, specially query tuning, there is one best DMV, dm underscore exec underscore query underscore stats, which will provide you, okay, which will provide you uh, query historical information like CPU, logical reads, logical writes, okay, and how many times you executed that query. You will see. So when you go and just search in here, okay, top expensive queries, okay, so let's find the top expensive queries. Okay, so how many rows we process, CPU highly usage queries, okay. Okay, so where you will get the top expensive queries, dm underscore exec underscore query underscore sessions, query underscore stats. Let's see, query underscore, yeah, query underscore stats. You can copy this one, go to here, and you can run the query. You will get the top expensive queries in this DMV. Again, please make a note down, everyone. When you are working with the DMVs, not only just remembering the DMVs or DMFs, you need to remember couple of columns. Out of this very important is total worker time. So in this DMV, whenever you are running this query, so whenever you are running this query contains the best columns where you need to remember. One is total worker time is nothing but CPU time. Okay, execution count is very important, means how many times you have executed this query. Total worker time is nothing but CPU time. Last worker time is nothing but last time when you run, how much CPU it has been consumed. Okay, and total physical reads, logical reads. So whatever DMVs you are remembering, you need to remember at least a couple of columns where you need to remember those columns definitely, so that that will help you. So for example, you are working with unused indexes, for example. Okay, so if you are working with unused indexes, you need to remember, okay, user scan, user seek how many times you have used this index, how many times you have used this index, user seek. If the lowest value means that index is not being using frequently while your application team is running their queries. So user seek is very important, user scan is very important. Okay, and percentage, how much percentage you have been used that indexes, that columns also so important, means we mustn't to remember the columns, not only just remembering the DMVs and DMFs. Please make a note on everyone. Like same thing, you can go and replicate whatever query you are fetching here. So for example, I am fetching here this one. I need to go to the Azure SQL database, and you can replicate the same thing. You will get the benchmark values. Either it can be on premises, it can be cloud. You will get the benchmark values. But from where these options are available, mostly by default in Azure SQL database, query store is enabled. You are getting all the historical information from the query store. Even if you, when you open the portal, when you are monitoring the performance related issues on from the portal level, you are getting that historical information from the query store. Historical information from the query store. Here also you are getting historical information from the query store. So whenever you are running this top expensive queries, so you are getting the statement, SQL statement, you are getting the lot many things. When you just run this command, okay, you will get the SQL plan. If you run this one in the master database, you will get the SQL. Let me go something here and let me try. Yeah, so you will get the SQL plan, you will get the plan handler. These two also very important. SQL plan is nothing but, okay, SQL plan is nothing but your queries, or whatever query you've been running, that query is nothing but SQL handler. And plan handler means execution plan, whatever execution plan. So whenever you are working with a query, try to remember these three, very important. These two also very important. These two are not a DMVs, it's a DMFs, where you need to pass DM underscore exec underscore query underscore text, where you are going to pass the SQL handler as a parameter, and here you are going to pass a plan handler for DM underscore exec underscore query underscore plan. So these two are very important, where you are going to pass the two parameters, so that it will display the text, along with it will display the execution plan. So when you are specially working with the query, so remember a topmost DM underscore exec underscore query underscore stats, DM underscore exec underscore SQL underscore text, DM underscore exec underscore query underscore plan, where you can see the plan of the query. When you try to go and see the plan, you can so for example, if you are seeing this plan, okay, you will get the plan of the query. You need to read the plan when you are troubleshooting the performance related issues specific to the queries, specific to the queries. So these are the top DMVs and DMFs. When you specially, there are a lot, n number of things, okay? But again, we are discussing top DMVs and DMFs, which will help you a lot in each category. Indexes we explained, query we explained, and when you specially go to the IO, when you specially go to the IO, input output, when you specially go to the input output, only one which you need to remember, DM underscore IO underscore virtual underscore file underscore stats. Here you are going to pass two parameters. One is the file ID, file group ID. One is the database ID, file ID you need to pass. Which database, which files also you can pass as a parameter. When you run this one, it will tell you complete information related to your IO related. Here you need to remember IO stalls. Stall is nothing but waiting, sir. Waiting, how much time you are waiting. IO stalls are very important. So here you are going to get read milliseconds, write milliseconds. Directly if you run, it's very difficult to troubleshoot. You need to use some calculations, aggregations, functions, so that will help you lot when you are troubleshooting the IO related stuff. So for example, if you go to the IO, you can copy this one and you can paste, you will get the IO related stuff. Same thing you can replicate in Azure SQL Database. Average read latency. Always Microsoft is recommending your latency should be below 15 milliseconds. In case it is reaching, we need to work with the Windows storage team. So here also you can replicate same thing. It will work in Azure SQL Database as well. So you can replicate the queries between on-prem to Azure SQL database. So those are very, very important when you especially working with the IO related. IO related, this is the topmost DMF you need to remember. So for example, if you are working with weight types, so select star from DM underscore sys dot DM underscore OS underscore weights, weight stats and weight types. Both are very important. Okay, when you are especially working with the troubleshooting, weight underscore this dot dm underscore os underscore waiting underscore tasks. These two are very important. This is you will get complete instance level weights. Almost we are having 1,000+ weights. We are going to discuss in the live sessions top 10 to 15 weight types like CX package, resource semaphore, associated reel, latches, page latch, page IO latches, writer log. Okay, we are going to discuss HADR sync when you specially go to the always on. So when you are specially discussing with the weights, so these two are very, very important. This is entire instance level weights. This is the session level weights where session ID where session ID you need to pass the session ID equal to 70. You will get the session level weights. Session level both are very important. You need to remember both even when you specially go to the cloud platform as well. So these two are related to the weights. These two are related to the weights. Whenever you are troubleshooting weight related, these two DMVs are very, very important, especially when you are working on the weight types troubleshooting. Weight type troubleshooting. Now, when you specially go to the memory, these are the best DMVs where you need to remember over platform. Either it can be cloud, it can be on premises. Except this, everything will work in all platforms. DM underscore OS underscore process underscore memory, especially when you are working with the memory troubleshooting. So mostly we will rely the task manager. When you open the task manager, so especially when you are working memory, so we should not rely on the task manager, especially memory, because always SQL is the most top consumer in the memory, but that means SQL is using overall memory currently whatever you allocated. No, sir. Uh, that that only very important, especially when you are working memory. So mostly you should rely on this DMV, DM underscore OS underscore process underscore memory, which will tell us how much currently SQL is currently using. Whatever you allocated, but how much currently using. That is very important when you especially working with the memory. We'll see all these concepts live sessions when we are discussing memory troubleshooting, CPU related troubleshooting, IO related troubleshooting, stats related troubleshooting. Again, I will get back. Just I am briefing about what DMVs we will use on the so-and-so scenario. When you're especially working with memory, so this is the best DMV where you need to use so that you can get the memory related information. And clocks are very important. Okay, so almost you are having 300 plus clocks. We are going to discuss top 10 clocks which will most consume in the memory, like SQL buffer pool, SQL reservation, SQL CMD node. Okay, and also we will discuss about SOS OS, and we'll object store see memory related class host, object store, cache store, CHCP, all this type of clocks, cache store events, cache store object CP, cache store SQL CP, cache store PHDR. These clocks are very important when you are deep diving into the memory troubleshooting. We'll see all this in the live sessions, especially over the clerks. And if you wanted to get the Pneuma information, if you wanted to get the Pneuma information, you need to run dm underscore os underscore memory underscore nodes. This is SQL Pneuma information. This is OS Pneuma memory node information. What is Pneuma? We will also discuss that concept in coming sessions. Like Pneuma, this is how Pneuma will works. They will do in real world. Like for example, in my environment, in our environment, in one of our environment, there are two Pneumas has been created. One Pneuma is running with 6 cores, one more Pneuma is running with 6 cores, and this is OS related Pneuma. Sorry, this is OS related Pneuma. This is SQL related Pneuma. So what is Pneuma? How they will create the Pneuma in real world? How it is helping Pneuma when memory is allocating? This is very important to troubleshoot related to the memory. And dm underscore os underscore buffer underscore descriptor is also very important, which will tell us which database is consuming more memory. If you wanted to get the DB level consumption, memory consumption, you need to use dm underscore os underscore buffer underscore descriptor. Especially when you are working with memory, this is very important. You need to remember dm underscore os is process very important. DM underscore OS underscore clocks are very important. So at least try to remember 3 DMVs when you're especially working with the memory. And you can also get the memory objects related information. Means how the memory is allocating. So memory is allocating from objects, from via clocks, via Pneuma. All these concepts we'll see in the live sessions. These are related to the memory, related to the stuff you can go and implement. Except dm underscore os underscore process underscore memory, you can run all the DMVs and DMFs to get the memory related stuff. You can run all the DMVs, which will help you a lot to see the memory related stuff. All the DMVs will help. Okay, so clocks are very important. Descriptor is very important. Process memory. Except process memory, everything is working fine in the Azure SQL database. Please make a note down. These are memory related stuff. If you specially go to the CPU, this is the topmost DMV which will help us a lot to understood the CPU consumption. Okay, historical consumption. Like for example, uh, application team contacted you and they are telling that last 10 minutes I'm having some issue. Currently, no. Eh, 10 minutes ago I'm having some performance. You don't know what's happening 10 minutes. And if you are not using any third party monitoring tool like SolarWind or Spotlight or Adira or Foglight, so if you are not using any third party tools, if you wanted to see the historical CPU related information, this DMV will help us. This query also related in our GitHub repository, where you can get the historical related information related to the CPU. Okay, historical related to the CPU, where you can go and copy and paste and run the information. You will get the historical related CPU information. Scroll down. CPU. Yeah, memory and CPU related information, historical information. Come on. Yeah, it's monitoring the CPU utilization. You can copy this one and you can go and run the command. Here I'm using dm underscore is underscore ring underscore buffer, where you will get the historical related information. Anything is missing here? No, something is missing. How come? Okay, hold on. Okay, let me give a second. I will replace edit the script, okay, later on. Okay, yeah, you can copy this one. I will replace that one after double checking. We already checked, but somehow it missed. Okay, you can run this one. So you will get the historical CPU, whether SQL Server is consuming or other processes consuming, how much currently this database is consuming. You will get complete CPU related information, historical CPU related information by using DM underscore ring buffer. Okay, dm underscore is underscore ring underscore buffer. This is the best DMV you need to remember, especially when you are working with the DMVs. You can copy the same script and go to cloud platform and you can run this one. Let's see what information it can fetch from Azure SQL Database. Especially a couple of DMVs, it's not that much compatible with, especially go to the PaaS platform. So we are having separated DMVs, DMFs to get the CPU historical information related to the in PaaS platform especially. Okay, so you need to remember this one is very important when you especially working with the CPU. CPU. So we discuss about CPU, we discuss about memory, we discuss about IO, we discuss about query, we discuss about indexes. Okay, and if you are working on Temp DB, especially on Temp DB, this is very important. DM underscore DB underscore file underscore space underscore usage. This is very important. You mustn't should remember this one, being when you are working as a SQL Server DBA as for sorry as a temp db troubleshooting. When you are working as a temp db troubleshooting, you mustn't should remember this one, where you will get the temp db utilization. Change your query window to temp db. You will get the version store, user store, internal store. Version store, user store, internal store. But when you go to the Azure SQL database, when you see, sir, here also you are getting the historical information, but you need to wait some time. We need to say free trial subscription. Okay, but here you will get one doubt. uh, Basically we are not able to see temp db in Azure SQL database. How you can get the temp db utilization? How to see temp db in Azure SQL database? Everyone will get one doubt related to the temp db, especially when you are working. So if I'm running the same query, whatever the query, if I'm running here, will I get the temp DB utilization? Let's go and run instead of discussing. We'll run. We'll see any information. Yes, sir. Okay. DM underscore DB underscore file underscore space underscore users will get the temp DB utilization even you are not able to see the temp DB. Okay. Just ping me over the comments if you wanted to discuss more on the temp DB for Azure SQL database. I will make one more session based on your comments. Okay, that is related to the tempdb utilization if you wanted to working with tempdb. And if you are working with the performance tuning, sorry, especially if you are working with the performance counters, uh, especially if you are working with performance counters, where you can go and get the performance counters related information. Even for on-prem also you can go and run, sir. Almost we will see, sorry, this, yes, missed, okay. Okay, you will see, you will go here and you can mention yes, cancel, run again. You will get the performance related counters. Even in cloud also you are getting performance related counters. Even on-prem also you are getting performance related counters. So almost we are having 1500 plus, almost 1800 plus performance counters are available. Okay, we are going to discuss top 10 to 15 performance counters, which will help you a lot when you are troubleshooting CPU, memory, IO, query, always on availability group. So we are going to make one more session over the performance counters. That is very, very important. We must and should know about the performance counters. Along with, so Microsoft came up with one more interesting DMV when you especially working with the stats, update statistics. Okay, so you can get the uh, it is not a DMV, it is a DMF. It is not a DMV, it is a DMF, where you can get the stats related information, where you can get the stats related information. So here you need to pass the object ID, stat ID. It is not a DMV, it is a function. It is not a DMV, it is a function. Okay, here in this DMV, the most important column is row modify. How many rows are modified but still not yet updated to the optimizer? Same thing you can replicate to the cloud platform as well. Same thing you can replicate to the cloud platform as well. Here also same thing. Okay, and some more important, especially when you go to the connections, sessions, connections. Okay, so if you wanted to see the active transactions, okay, so active transaction related information you can see in DM underscore tran underscore active underscore transaction. This also very important, which will help you a lot to get the active transaction related information, active transaction related information. And you can see the session level, connections level. There are too many. Again, what scenario you are working, based on your scenario, you can choose the DMVs or DMF. For example, you don't know anything about the DMV or DMF. Go and search that DMV or DMF. Microsoft will clearly explain you each and every column which is available here, and what is the description, what you can see, everything, and he will also provide the best scripts. He will also provide the best scripts. Okay, you can see all the tran related information, so transaction related information, and their descriptions, and their query, where you can just copy and you can go here and you can run here. You will get the best outputs. You will get the best outputs. That is one small hint. So for example, if you go to the Azure SQL database, especially, okay, there are couple of things which are very important. Okay, where you can especially copy this one, go to Azure SQL database. Okay, if you wanted to, especially when you are dealing with Azure SQL, couple of DMVs and DMFs are introduced for Azure SQL database, where you wanted to get the resource stats information, resource level, CPU, memory, writes, everything. You can run DM underscore DB underscore resource underscore stats. And if you wanted to get the server related stats, you can get the server related stats. Okay. Oh, it's not compatible. Okay. Okay. So if you wanted to get the memory related, out of memory related issues, so you can run DM underscore OS underscore out of memory events. This is very important. If you wanted to see any out of memory events which is registered and you wanted to know, okay, out of related memory related, then you can remember DM underscore OS underscore out of memory events. And if you wanted to get the CPU utilization, memory utilization, you can also remember DM underscore OS underscore job underscore objects. Again, no worries, all we are going to discuss live sessions related to each concept. Again, I will run this question and we will show you with the live demos how you can grab the information. And DM underscore user underscore DB underscore resource utilization. Okay, what is the logical reads, physical database, and server name, database name. You will see lot of information related to the DB level, and especially when you are working with the geo replication failure groups and you wanted to see this what is the status of geo replication. Okay, not here, you need to run in the master database. Okay, so geo replication related information and stats related information. Is there any lag between your replication lag between geo replication failure groups? This is the column where you can see the lag, how many seconds there is a lag on the secondary. Okay, all this information you can run. If possible, I will try to make one more session to discuss more on the DMVs and DMFs. Hope this video will help you a lot. Thanks for watching. uh, if you like this video, please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon so that you will get the further notification. Thank you, have a great day.